Hey.
Hey.
All right. I'm Judge James.
And I'm Judge Evie.
And this is Living for Crits.
Welcome.
Round 2 for the Savage Worlds weekend. This is the reshoot. Or should we say the reloaded? I doesn't say reloaded on here. I was going to hold up a Deadlands. Where does it say reloaded at?
Yeah,
Hold up a Deadlands book and say reloaded. It doesn't say reloaded on there. Hector's on. What's up, Hector? I feel very that's sad. I apologize first off for anyone who's watching this a second time through, because last week we filmed and streamed our Savage Worlds weekend episode, and what's up, Greg? Well, it died. So I'm maybe it has something to do with the fact that I was bad mouthing YouTube and talking about how Hangouts on air is going away, and I was a little bit snarky about it. And YouTube was like, well, guess what? We're going to mess with your stream. So, oh, my nose is itchy. Same as last week. My nose is always itchy. I'm wearing Judge Evie's hat. We've decided it fits me pretty good. Plus, my hair looks like garbage. I had to go to work today. And it fits me good, too.
Does it fit over top of my ponytail?
What's up, Scott? Scott Woodard's on. I went to work today, and I was not in the mood to go to work today.
Didn't you go to the mall?
No, I went to work.
I thought you were meeting up at a mall.
No, I
Oh.
didn't go to a mall.
I thought you went out to eat or something.
I didn't go out to eat. I went to work.
I thought you went.
So I went to work and I had my moonroof open and my hair went like crazy. I'm in the full Doc Brown. Like my hair, I haven't had a haircut in a while. My hair is kind of crazy. So it's full Christopher Lloyd.
Hey,
So,
I haven't had a haircut in over a
year.
year.
Yeah, but you don't have the Christopher Lloyd effect. Yeah, but I have a
ends.
Christopher Lloyd hair. You don't.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna take your hair and make a wig for myself.
No.
Anyway, all right. So tonight we're gonna do sort of a reshoot, redo of some of our Savage Worlds, and we're gonna follow the 2 questions that we answered last week in the Judge Evie Presides. We'll do those kind of quickly and talk a little about this 30 days, 30 miniatures thing going on right now.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and what the?
Oh, you're doing the 30-day, 30 miniature thing?
I'm just gonna make a mention of it.
I thought you stopped that.
I mean, stop. I didn't stop it.
Is it like you do it every month?
I do it every year.
Oh.
Let me get to that. How about we follow the structure of the show notes?
We did. We talked about round 2, and now we're talking about that. Okay.
Okay.
Hippie.
Hector called us a hippie. He called you a hippie.
I'm not a hippie. What did I do?
Probably my hair. He's discussing my hair.
You hippie.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime.
All right. So last week we talked about what we've been doing in gaming, and there's a lot of Savage World stuff. And last week we played a lot of Savage Worlds, and we did our ETU campaign, and we did Saga of the Goblin Horde. And guess what? If you watched last week, you could know everything about that. Because I'm not going to cover it again, so that all yins that are watching this don't have to like listen to all that again if you're watching it live.
I don't know where the paper with my song went, so I'm not going to say.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I have no idea
Judge
where it went.
Evie. We should note that Judge Evie's character last week, Dale Dogfoot, died, and you wrote a song about it.
It was right here.
And the song is now missing.
Somewhere. Where did you put
So
it?
Dale Dogfoot's song.
Did you put it down here?
I don't know.
Where did you put it?
Your mom moved it. Dale Dogfoot's song is missing. The death of Dale Dogfoot.
We gotta find
that means her song, which sounded kind of like American Pie.
What's that?
Bye bye, Miss American Pie.
Who's American Pie?
It's a movie. All right. So what we have going on in gaming this week, we'll talk about a little bit, is the 30 days, 30 miniatures challenge.
30.
That I am day 2 into right now.
That's why we've been doing so much painting.
Yes. I did this last year. A few friends followed along with me. John Hammersley was on board with that. I think Bruce Cunnington did some. And what it is it's a 30-day miniatures challenge. Here, I should read what it is. I'm going to read the 30 days, 30 miniatures challenge, what it is, okay? Because it's it's a something, okay? So what it is, it's the idea of all these miniatures. What are you going to say?
I was going to say John Hammersley did do it because he posts a lot of miniatures
He did.
on Instagram.
Last year or this year?
I don't know. He just puts a lot of pictures of miniatures on Instagram.
here's the deal, okay? If you've never seen my blog, it was my blog. It was a major blog fodder. Where is it here?
It's not a blog. It's Facebook.
All right. So the idea was I had so many miniatures that were out there and unpainted, and I wonder if I can like share screen.
Oh,
what
is
this
that all
looks like.
30? That's more than
It's
30.
not all 30. Here's what my screen looks like right now. Here's like my here's like the picture of what I have at the moment that needs to get painted. That's out of the box, and this is all from my what's it called? This is a lot of stuff from my Reaper Bones 4 Kickstarter and stuff I purchased recently. It's not even all of my Kickstarter Reaper Bones stuff. That's going to be a third of it, but it's what I wanted to paint most now. And I did this last year, and it was a pretty cool little experiment. And it was to take 30 days. At the end of each day, I needed to complete the painting of one miniature. So one had to be complete and done. Didn't have to be like varnished or sealed or anything, just painted. Basing is optional. It can be any miniature you want from any game, from any system, from any manufacturer, and partially finished miniatures in your pile are fair game. So if you have miniatures that you've kind of started painting, I have some miniatures I haven't finished for years. They just have like a couple base coats on there. You can go ahead and dig into them and work on some of those. So here's hold that. Here's like so starting off. Here's one like a Reaper Bones that's just kind of started out. It's done nothing. All I've done is washed it, and I moved. It's like this is like the Pathfinder, iconic Pathfinder Barbarian. You can't see it well, but I washed it up, like washed off all the crud and bent everything back in place. Here's a last Parsec miniature that's in process. And then Judge Evie, you want to show your character? Here's Judge Evie's Hero Forge character of her DCC character, Betty Bunker. Show that off a little bit, maybe.
Beauty Guru, hello.
That's a Hero Forge mini, so that's a custom build with a bone demon bow and her flaming hand spell.
Let's like focus. I'm really shaky.
That's close. This is my
pride
pride and joy so far of this session. I'm 5 miniatures in on day 2, and I wrapped up my rock troll from Reaper Bones. This is
shiny.
Reaper Bones Black. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with this one. So that's 30 days, 30 miniatures. So if you want to tag along, just start painting. I'm on Twitter with hashtag 30 days, 30 miniatures, and we can show off what we're doing. If I was on Pinterest, I would do it there probably. Got some chat in here. Let's see here. Eric Martin says working on Sunday. Yep. And it does suck. And we do have a structure. Hector Cruz and Captain Barbossa's voice. It's more of a guideline. Yeah. It's more of a guideline.
What's that mean?
Our structure is more of a guideline. That means like we kind of have a structure, we don't, of our show. You oblivious to that?
I'm confused. Like
on the next part.
Like how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's bust through these questions here, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Tim Baker's question from last week, round 2. I'm going to ask Judge Evie this. What third-party DCC materials do you allow in your games, if any? Have you introduced new classes, patrons, or optional rules, Judge Evie?
We use
just read it.
Okay. We use the other classes from the Crawl magazine.
Zine. This is a zine, not a magazine.
Magazine.
Yeah, we just
zine.
Right. So Josh is playing a bard in our home DCC campaign. Yep. Last week we skipped patrons, I think, and I do use for patrons. There's Malok the Dark Creeper, or whatever his name is, from where is it here? It's in there somewhere, from the Sunken City Omnibus. That's a pretty cool patron. So it's like an undead tree, and I think that was a patron in one of my online games. All right, so yeah, I think that a lot of the zines are cool. If my Star Wars DCC hack pretty much just leans on Crawl and Crawl Jammer. We've had a whoa, what's happening there? Email just popped up in my face.
It did that when we were curling this morning.
I know, my email just showed up.
Doesn't like it.
My wife's been using my computer for work.
Why is that a banana?
And I don't know. And ever since she's used it for work, now it's like going all squirrely on us.
Wow.
I don't know. All right, so good question, Tim. Chris C. I have an idea for a setting I want to make with operatives of special equipment do different things. Would you guys make these items like Numenera or special abilities or edges that we buy? What do you think would be best? Judge Evie had said last week.
Edges.
And I said, since it's the Cat Savage World show, that I would recommend. I should have had it out. I didn't.
What is it?
I'm looking for my Savage Worlds sci-fi companion.
That one.
The sci-fi companion.
No, it's not. I just thought if I pointed
That's it.
If I pointed at something, did I really get it right?
This is the sci-fi companion. And in here you have cybernetic stuff that you can like add so much to yourself. So I would say that this would be the book for you for special equipment, and use it like cybernetics, and like you can have only so much at any given time.
Whoa, guys, look how cool that looks. It's like space.
What's space?
On the side? Yeah.
There's no space on the side.
It's like colored. It looks like space.
What are you looking at in the side of this book? Where are you catching that? I don't see that. There's no space in the side of the. Oh, I do see it. She means this.
See, I'm not completely oblivious.
Did you say oblivious?
No.
Yes, you did. You said oblivious. She's not oblivious tonight. Anyway, I would say the Sci-Fi Companion's great source for that. Out of or Augmentations from Good Intentions, which is a Deadlands campaign guide. So, anyway, we gave more in-depth answers last week. We're going to move on a little bit. We're just going to move on. Any other questions or comments?
Hello.
Then send those questions or comments to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com.
I don't even know if we got any other questions since last.
We didn't.
I mean, we might have. I just never checked my email.
We'll check it for next week.
Yeah, we will. We'll double the questions. Hopefully.
Maybe we'll have another Judge Evie Presides episode soon.
We should.
Maybe we need more questions for that though. So
send
your
in
questions.
A lot of questions, like to the maximum of questions.
You were only 40 days to Gen Con, right?
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
At least until we leave. I don't know when everyone else leaves.
When do we leave?
We'll be there like on Monday of Gen Con.
Don't we usually leave on Wednesday?
We do. No, we usually leave Tuesday.
Last year we left on the Thursday.
Right. But
no, we left on Wednesday
night
Thursday
and
morning.
drove through the evening.
The evening. That was like
Wild Eye Woodard. Scott says 37 days. That was 40 days. Don't freak me out. I'm trying to get ready.
Yeah.
I've got it. We have a very split family now. As we said in the last episode, my wife Jen is now the customer service. Wait, what's the exact title? I can never make it. Hold on. This is how I know it. This is how I know my wife's job is now with Monty. My wife works for Monty Cook Games now.
Yeah.
We didn't know. If you have any problems with your stuff, here's how I know what she's doing. Oh, I know. Because I put this as soon as I was allowed to post it, that was official that she had that job. I made this, which is my favorite meme of all time. It's been hired as the customer support coordinator for Monty Cook Games. Hey, Jen. And I'm Judge James of Glowburn, which means our family is...
It's like half and half. And there's Cooper, and who knows where he's going.
Cooper is like the savage, because Cooper, that's where Cooper is. Cooper's like the Savage World's king, because he is a Deadland campaign.
So there's Carrie and Mom on the one end.
Well, at Gen Con, Cooper won't be at Gen Con.
No, he's in the Busch Gardens.
Right.
Yeah.
So at Gen Con, it'll be, Carrie and Jen working the MCG, the Monty Cook Games stuff. And Judge Evie and I.
Yes, wait, ready? And it'll be us on the other end. That's like our new. Yeah,
that's like a new thing?
That's like the bro thing, right?
That's the bro thing?
Yeah, John tried to teach me the bro thing.
The bro thing's like this.
He said there was no pat. He said it was just this.
There's a pat.
He just said there was this.
That's an important comment.
He thought it was just this. Ounce.
I don't know that one. You almost hit me in the face with your head. All right. So we felt after to go into the core of our show, we felt that even with, and we'll have a Gen Con episode again, probably, or a Gen Con discussion. I think we had a Gen Con show already, didn't we?
No.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think we did.
We did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, we didn't. I asked for you, said no. Or maybe we did.
We'll do some live streaming from Gen Con.
Yeah,
That'd be cool, actually. We'll bring my laptop, and maybe we'll be able to like do some kind of like thing at Gen Con that during the show, like maybe like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll stream from wherever we're at. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we should do it like, I don't know.
Scott Woodard's going to give us the bro thing to you guys at Gen Con.
I gotta master the bro thing, then I can give it to all the pros.
All right. Anyway, we're going to discuss a little Savage Worlds here, because last week, since we jacked up the video, we don't want to have Savage Worlds not have an episode. So we're going to briefly go through in the next 14 minutes so we can keep this on time, because Judge Evie wants to watch people walk over a cliff. What are they doing?
They're walking over Times Square. And we had to pause it. They're actually doing it right now.
All right, so we are going to do something just as amazing as walking over Times Square. We're going to discuss
walking it, and they just like 2 years ago they like fell in a pyramid and they like fractured their entire face.
We're going to discuss our three favorite things about Savage Worlds each. Do you have three things you can think of?
Didn't I write them down last time?
Well, we're gonna mix things up.
Oh,
so
crap.
I'm gonna start with bennies. I love bennies. Bennies are used to re-roll. These are my Lankmar bennies. I got a bunch of these. These are sweet. Bennies are like an in-game currency. If you're a DCC player, they're similar to luck, fleeting luck from, or regular luck from DCC Lankmar, but you get a full reroll when you spend a Benny. But you can use anything for bennies. Like I really like to use keep my bennies I give my players in these skeletal gauntlets.
I'll model it.
And out of these, we have yak bone beads. You're getting down and getting drunk.
You wanted to mention that. Everyone seems to have to put that on shirts.
GMs in Savage Worlds like to customize bennies. So much of a GM's game in Savage Worlds can be customized, from the playing cards that you use, because you do initiative with cards, and you can have different kinds of cards for your initiative. Like I like to have, when we're doing a pirate themed game, my Pirates of the Caribbean cards.
Pirates cards.
When it's a space themed game, I like to use my my Lilo and Stitch cards, or Guardians of the Galaxy cards.
Why Lilo and Stitch?
Or my Firefly cards, because it's spacey.
What? Oh, yeah.
And then I have these really cool tombstone, like coffin cards for horror games that glow in the dark, that are from Disney World's Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
They're pretty cool.
Wow. Snazzy.
Second thing I love about Savage Worlds.
Don't say the one I'm going to say, because I can't think.
Well, why don't you do one then?
Okay. I like how after you do something, I forget what you do, but then you can like get connections with people.
So you're what?
You know how I have like connections with all these people?
Well, that's an East Texas University thing.
Yeah.
So maybe you should mention that you like East Texas University.
I like East Texas University.
How about that?
No.
It's in East Texas University, at the end of every semester, when you pass your tests, you get to roll on your test take, and you can have connections done.
That's how I get all my boyfriends.
There you go. So that's a thing. That's your one thing, is getting connections in East Texas University.
Yeah.
Okay. My second thing I like is that it's a game that works fantastic with miniatures. I have all these miniatures. You can use miniatures for DCC, but the game doesn't require them. And you can do theater than mine with Savage Worlds, but I really like to have a game that's designed around miniatures. And if you didn't know, Savage Worlds, its roots were the Deadlands Classic game, which is we discussed in the Weird Westerns episode, and then the Great Rail Wars miniatures game, which had a streamlined version of those rules. And you can have whole battles with like a dozen folks on each side in Savage Worlds, and it doesn't slow the game down too much. It moves pretty quick. But the game is really designed for miniatures. We've had some good times with those. Jonathan asks, have you... go ahead.
Have you read the new edition? If so, what do you think?
What kind of accent are you trying to do? Jonathan's accent?
What's his accent?
He's from Brazil. So are you messing with Jonathan?
He's the one from Brazil?
Yes, Jonathan is the one from Brazil in my DCC game. So Jonathan Sodre's on. Everyone wave to Jonathan. Jonathan is like a major, always streaming, but it's also in Portuguese, so I don't understand what he's saying on the stream. But he is an amazing player, and one of these days I have to get down there to we
have to get down there.
We have to go down there and crash and hang out with Jonathan and his pals. His question, though, have you read the new edition? I am thinking of Savage Worlds. If so, what do you think? I think Suede is awesome. So the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, Suede, SWADE, I'll say that that's kind of kickstarted our as a family, our re-involvement in diving deep back into Savage Worlds. It was the game that got me away from D&D in 2012. In the last couple of years, it's been more of a game we play for one shots and stuff, but didn't have any campaigns going for it in the last 2 years. And I think when I went through and read the Adventure Edition, it really tightened up a lot of aspects of the game. It put a lot of things together. It took some of the edges that were a little bit and nerfed the ones that were a little overpowered.
Like a Nerf gun and nerfed them together.
Yeah. It cleared up, I think, the wound system, from the Benny system, the setting rules stuff. So I really like it. And it's a really, 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 really well done book. So we kickstarted it, and we have that coming when it arrives. And the one of the best things, like the third thing about Savage Worlds I love, I'm going to mention now. You have 2 more things, by the way, to talk about.
I do. Yeah,
just mention whatever you can next. Okay. Maybe talk about your favorite settings we discussed last week briefly.
Okay.
You can look at what's here.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Our third thing is the Savage Worlds Kickstarters. The coolest thing about Savage Worlds Kickstarters is that when the Kickstarter's over, oftentimes it releases within a few weeks. You have the materials in a PDF, so the stuff is done, and you're just waiting for the main book to arrive in print. So, like for instance, when Last Parsec kickstarted, now this was a game that this is the core book. It originally kickstarted with 3 setting books: Eris Beta 5, Leviathan, and Scientorium. But when Last Parsec kickstarted, we were really excited to try it, and as soon as it was over, we were like, "Oh, we're gonna play this game." This is back in 2014, I think. And usually, you'd have to wait a while to try the game. But within like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, the PDFs were out. We were playing by Christmas, the Last Parsec, after like a November ending to the Kickstarter. Some games, like one of my favorite fantasy settings, whether it's Savage Worlds or not, and you like this game too.
Yeah.
Is Accursed.
Monstrous heroes fight for redemption.
So Accursed's pretty wicked. You play as monsters, as sort of Hammer horror monster types in a world that has been like taken over by witches.
Demolished. It's been taken over by witches?
Yeah, you don't remember that, do you?
No, it's been a while.
You were really young. You're like 9 or 10 when we were playing that. It's one of the first Savage Worlds games. Then,
but it feels like a while.
No, it was 2014 and 15.
It was 2014.
It was 4 years ago.
So I was like
8. This game released, they had a version of this out, a art-free version of this out during the Kickstarter itself, so you can take a look at it. So that was pretty cool. So I think that all in all, the Savage World stuff, they have a pretty cool model for the games.
You have a giant stack of books.
I do, yeah. I'm just holding on my lap. I'm gonna go off the rails. My fourth reason is my only like published module I've written. That's like I wrote and I partnered with
What?
Nothing.
What?
I partnered with Charlotte Ergang on, and Charlotte was Charlotte was the editor and the designer of all of like the layout and stuff for the game adventure. But like an unexpected wedding is an adventure I wrote. You can find it on Drive-Thru RPG.
You should go download it.
You should go download it. It's pretty cool.
You can actually download it.
Yeah,
I didn't know if I said that right. So
well, you have to buy it.
Just go buy it.
There you go. Go buy it.
But
it's Savage Worlds, so that's the reason why it's special. So anyway, it was the system. This new Adventure Edition system was the system that got me into wanting to publish something. So, all right, that's my 4 reasons why I love Savage Worlds. Evie, can you rattle off one more?
I can do 2 more. So.
Okay. Oh, she can do 2 more.
Work. I like how you can do edges and hindrances because they add to your character. And then I like how you can put in any of the settings you can imagine with the mind. Because I don't know, you can just do that.
It can do it's a game that can do anything.
Yeah.
As Greg Schwarzkopf said, he's working on a Savage Worlds version of Planescape. That's pretty darn sweet. There are several of us on Facebook doing a Savage Worlds version of Dark Sun. I know that Christian Serrano has done it's like an unofficial but like downloadable version of Savage Eberron. And you can savage anything. As Scott Woodard says, writing for Savage Worlds is a joy. Scott should know since Scott is the writer behind, it was the Origins Award nominee. Is it nominees how that works?
Origins has an award?
Yeah, they have like nominees.
Why am I thinking of like the thing you download games off of?
You're what? Oh, the Origin. You're thinking of Origin like not for yeah.
The convention Origin.
The convention. Well, one of the games that was up, I think, for that was the Flash Gordon box set, which Scott was at the heart of. So yeah, there's a lot of great writers for Savage Worlds.
It's like the Tonys, but better.
It was nominated. There you go. Okay. Anyway, so that's our Savage Worlds love. There's a lot of Savage love here. You know, it's a great system. So you'll probably hear us talk about it. I think in 2019. I know we're a DCC show in many ways, but in 2019, I think we are pound for pound. We played more Savage Worlds this year than anything else, just because we have two ongoing campaigns using it between Cooper's Deadlands game and our East Texas University game. And as we wrap up, any questions, toss them our way. We're going to wrap the show up here in a sec. If you are in the Philly area, go on Facebook. If you want to play Savage Worlds with us, the Delaware Valley Savages are online. You can find us just by typing into group, and we kind of linked up after PAX Unplugged, and we'll be doing a lot of PAX Unplugged stuff this year. That's like my Savage Worlds convention out here. So we're gonna try to make it be that. You know, there's a lot of really good Savage Worlds folks out here.
I know what I'm gonna do during PAX. I'm gonna get our entire DCC group to go. And then I'm going to introduce them all to Brendan.
All right.
So that's going to happen.
Jonathan says, I love the system. I am GMing an adventure for Actum Cthulhu. I did see that that's a setting for it. That's like a Cthulhu World War II stuff, right? I think it is. So anyway, so that's our show. That's our show for tonight. One last Kickstarter I want to mention before I forget, and is to make sure you take a look. I mentioned it last week. Hold on. I mentioned it last week. There's 2 Kickstarters I want to talk about real quick, just because I want to share a little love for some Kickstarters. The first one was there is a Savage Worlds for Beginners Kickstarter that's going on by my friends Bobby and Mike are working on it. It's got 7 days to go. It's only like $2,600 away from its goal. It's kind of it's slowed a little bit, but it'd be great to have a good push towards the end. But they're doing a series of videos for Savage Worlds, so go check them out. I will put a link to that in the comment section of this. I'm just gonna, as per the discussion. There you go. Look at that. I put it right in comments. Booyah.
Booyah.
The other one was, and this is a little easier to find, but if you missed the last time there was a Dwarven Forge Kickstarter and we did the Caverns Kickstarter, there is the Hellscape
Which we are getting.
Kickstarter, which we're getting a small piece of.
Really?
It's the first encounter. Nothing glowing.
What?
Sorry. I mean, that's a lot of
Is there
money,
any
kid.
lava?
There's like lava-ish pieces, but it's going to match
You gotta get the lava.
We'll see as the Kickstarter wraps. But my wife this week, she had made the comment that she didn't care how much the Dwarven Forge I got with this set. So I could be allowed to get whatever I want, I guess. I can get the glowing everything. You know, the challenge is we have to people come over our place to play, okay?
That's not a problem.
I mean, sometimes it is.
I'm gonna hit people up, dial them on
And
the
be
phone.
like, and say
Hey
what?
yo! Come over to my
All your
place at noon.
7th graders.
You look like a farmer.
I turn the hand sideways, so it's like the 7th grader hat.
I know. It's a 7th
Anyway,
farmer.
if you have any other questions, again, send them to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, and subscribe. For those of you who watched a second back-to-back week of us discussing Savage Worlds, thank you. But please check out the game. It's Peg Inc. PEGINC.com to check out the Savage World stuff. And I guess next week we need a topic. So Judge Evie, you get to pick this one.
I do?
You do.
Sick.
Do you know what you want it to be at?
I have a couple ideas.
What are your ideas? Why don't you say them and people will say what they want to hear? They'll
Well, if
email
we get
you.
enough questions, we can do the
Another Judge Evie Presides
That'd
episode.
be great.
That's just 'cause it's all about you. What's another idea?
Or we could do one about the Gen Con one. Yeah.
You did that already.
No, a different one.
Okay.
We talk about like all the stuffs.
A Gen Con food episode could be fun.
We should do that.
All about Gen Con food?
Yeah. So we can like have people write down and they can go to all those places.
Okay. Maybe next week will be Gen Con food. For everyone going to Gen Con. We hope to see folks there. So that's it. So we're going to wrap here. And here comes our attempt at ASMR. And do whatever you want for this, Evie.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. It's your turn now. You go first, as always.
Dale Dogfoot. That's the first one. She can't ever get through this without at least 7 of these laughs. Hey. Hey.
Okay.
All right.
Hashtag Bro Squad.
Bro Squad? All right. Whatever. Peace.